In this section, we're going to write the equation of a parabola given the focus and the directrix. So when we're working with these type of examples, what we're going to look at first is the directrix. Now I see it that it's x equal to, so that's going to pertain to the equation where the square is on the y. So once we identify the proper equation, the square on the y, so the formula for the directrix is x equals h minus p. And once we identify the formula for the directrix, this will help you to determine the formula for the focus. So with these particular examples, when you're given a focus and the directrix, I always look at the directrix because it has the x equal. Once it has the x equal, it'll help you determine which equation to use. Looking at the directrix, it helped me determine this equation, the square on the y. So then it will help me determine the formula for the focus. So for 27/4, that's actually h plus p, and then the 5 is our k value. So we know that k will be 5. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 27/4 because we have to find h and p, and I'm going to use 5/4 to help find h and p. Alright, so here h plus p will equal to 27/4. And then here I'm going to flip the sides, so it's going to be h minus p equal to x, so therefore h minus p will equal to 5/4. So once I get to that, notice how I have h plus p and h minus p on the left side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line them up, make a system of equations. So it doesn't matter which one I put first, but I could put h plus p equal to 27/4. And then I could put h minus p equal to 5/4. So what I'm going to do is, using the method of elimination from Algebra 2 solving system of equation. So the reason I'm using this process, solving system of equation, the elimination method, was because if you take a close look at the p's, see how on the top it has a positive p and then on the bottom it has a negative p. If I were to combine them, those p's will cancel out, so I'm left with the variable h, which we can actually solve. So all we're going to do right now is going to combine these two equations together by using the elimination method. We're going to eliminate the p values because they're going to be, one is positive, one is negative, and has the same number value, so they can cancel out. I'm going to combine the h, so h plus h, because it's positive, this will be 2h equal to, is going to be 27/4. Since it's a positive, so I'm going to add 5/4. So it's going to be 2h equal to 27/4 plus 5/4. That's going to be 32/4. Alright, I'm going to write right here for more space. So 2h equal 32/4. We can actually simplify 32/4. That would become 2h equal to 8. And then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to divide 2 on both sides to get h by itself, which is h equals to 4. So we're going to write h equal to 4. So we've find the h value. Now next I'm going to erase to make more room. I'm not going to erase everything because here's why. Once you find the h value, you can either plug into this equation or the second equation to solve for p. It doesn't matter which. As long as you've done correctly, you should get the same values regardless if you plug it into the first equation or the second equation. But let's plug it into the first one because we have a positive p. So h is 4, so I'm going to put 4 plus p equal to 27 over 4. Next, I'm going to subtract 4 on the left side to cancel out, and then subtract 4 on the right side. So it's going to be p equal to 27 over 4 minus 4. So I'm going to write right here. So p is equal to 27 over 4 minus 4. I'm going to change this 4 into a fraction and then a common denominator. So p will equal to 27 over 4 minus 16 over 4. So p will equal 27 over 4 minus 16 over 4. That's going to be 11 over 4. So that's going to be our p value. So now I'm going to erase to make more room. So p is equal to 11 over 4. Alright, now again, we're going to use the same equation that we determined which one to use. Which was the one where the square was on the y. So I'm going to write right here 4p x minus h equal to the square of y minus k. So I'm going to plug in the p value, the h value, and the k value. Alright, so it's going to be 4 times 11 over 4 times x minus, our h value is 4, so I'm going to plug it in with the set of parentheses, equal y minus, our k value is 5, parentheses, and the square. So the only thing I have left to simplify is this. P is this, h is this, k is this. So 4 times 11 over 4, that's going to be 44 over 4. Everything will stay the same, so x minus 4 in parentheses. And then y minus 5 in parentheses with the square. Now the only thing I have left to simplify is the 44 over 4, which will divide into 11. And then everything will stay the same, x minus 4 equal y minus 5 with parentheses and square. So that is going to be our final answer, the equation of the parabola. 11 times x minus 4 equal to the square of y minus 5. In this example, we have the focus -4 comma -5 over 12, and then our directrix is y equals 97 over 12. Now again, we're going to focus on the directrix first. Since it's y equal, that means we're going to use the equation where the square is on the x, so this equation. So once we identify the correct equation, then therefore we can identify the correct formula for directrix, which is y equals k minus p. And then once we identify the correct equation, we can determine the correct formula for the focus, which is h comma k plus p. So therefore, we can determine our h value, which is -4. Alright, so from there, I'm going to flip this. So it's going to be k minus p equal to y. And then here, I'm going to bring down. So k plus p will equal to 95 over 12, and over here k minus p will equal to 97 over 12. Alright, since k plus p and k minus p are both on the left side, I'm going to line them up, put them on top of each other. So I'm going to put it right here and form a system of equation. So, alright, k minus p equal to 97 over 12, and then k plus p equal to 95 over 12. So, using the elimination method, the reason I'm even using that is because the p's, same number value and different sign, will cancel out. So what we're going to have is when we combine these two k's, k plus k will be 2k equal to, and I'm going to combine these two fractions, so 97 over 12 plus 95 over 12. Alright, so once we combine, because they have common denominator, it will be 2k equal to, so 97 plus 95, that's going to be 192 divided by 12. And then we're going to simplify 192 divided by 12, which will actually be 16 over 1, or 2k equals 16. So 2k equals 16. So 192 can be divided by 12, which will become 16. And I'm going to write up here 2k equal to 16. And then I'm going to divide by 2 to get k alone and to solve for it. So k will equal to 8. So we got our k value, which equals to 8. Now, doesn't matter which equation we use. We can use the first one or we can use the second one. But I highly recommend to use the one where p is positive. So I'm going to erase to make more room. So we're going to use k plus p equals 95 over 12. And then I'm going to plug in the k value, which is 8. So 8 plus p equal 95 over 12. Next, I'm going to subtract 8 because I want to cancel out from the left side. Subtract 8 on the right side. So we're going to have p equal to 95 over 12 minus 8. Alright, I'm going to erase to make more room. So p will equal to 95 over 12 minus 8. What I'm going to do is change 8 into a fraction with a common denominator of 12. So it's going to be 95 over 12 minus 96 over 12. And then we're going to simplify that, solve it. So p will equal to 95 over 12 minus 96 over 12, which will become negative 1 over 12. Alright, so we got our p value. I'm going to write it over here. P equals negative 1 over 12. Alright, next, I'm going to erase to make room when we're writing out our equation of the parabola. So, again, based on the directrix y equal to, we're going to use the equation where the square is on the x. So, the second one right here. So for P, y minus k equal to the square of x minus h. So I'm going to plug in the values for P, K, and H. So it's going to be 4 times my P value, which is negative 1 over 12. And then plug in our K value, which is 8. So y minus 8 in parentheses. And then x minus, my h value is negative 4. So I'm going to include a set of parentheses on the negative 4. Another set of parentheses on the x minus h with the square. So this is the p value, the k value, and the h value. I'm going to simplify 4 times negative 112, and I'm going to simplify minus negative 4. So 4 times negative 112 will be negative 4 over 12, parenthesis y minus 8 equal to x minus negative 4 will be x plus 4 in parenthesis with the square. Now I can still simplify negative 4 over 12. That would become 1 over 3, and everything will stay the same. Y minus 8 equal x plus 4, the square of x plus 4. So that is going to be our equation of the parabola. Negative 1/3 times y minus 8 equal to the square of x plus 4.